I do want to share very briefly one tirade. We have these every so often. We call them Michael's tirades. But I do want to share one thing about today's spiritual teachers and spiritual leaders. So I just want to share something very brief about that. People ask my feedback about teachers and authors and so on, and sometimes I've shared that I really wish there were more groups, teachers, teachings, authors that had like a really great, clean integrity, and that more would teach at a higher level. So I do say that at times, and it's partly because I've known many of them, I've worked with many of them, we've done conferences together, and it's also because a lot of you send in messages or emails or questions, concerns about some of the teachers and why there aren't more teachers you can count on, and that sort of thing. So sometimes I'm a little frustrated trying to explain that, what's going on with the world and teachers and all that, why there aren't more. And so what I want to explain right now is that I'm very grateful that there are any teachers at all. And if we think, some of you think, they're not deep enough, or old religions, the old school religions, that everything has its place. There are people that still need more basic level authors, teachers, whatever. So I don't have any disrespect for any religions. If you ever hear me, I'll make fun of everything on this planet. Because it's ridiculous, this planet compared to heaven, let's say. But I'm well aware of the value of everything. All people, the hurts that we've gone through. I don't shame people for their hurts, and I won't shame a religion for existing, even though it sometimes seems a little bit more mundane or more simplistic or whatever you might want to say. They all have a place, or they wouldn't be there. Someone must like it, or they wouldn't be there. So it's okay. Let's all be patient with teachers, authors, religions, systems, thought systems. They all have their place. One of the reasons that it becomes kind of a trigger is sometimes these things blow up a little bit bigger. People will say, did you hear on the news that religion has been exposed for this or this or this? And you get mad if I don't stand here and spend time complaining about it and emboldening your hurts and judgments about that religion. I'm not them. So I don't believe in outing and gossiping and that sort of thing. And I almost never use names of a religion or a person. People ask me about a healer in Brazil that was phenomenal at healing. Something was very supernatural about what they were doing. But my last time visiting there, I said, there's something off here and I won't be coming back. I didn't make that a major statement to the world. I just saw it and decided I'm not going back. A few months later, some so-called scandals break out. And people love that. People want to knock everything down. Any healer, author, people go after anything. And this part is very serious. People will go after any of these so that eventually there's nothing to believe in. And I see through that game, so I don't feed it. And when people say, hey, Michael, why don't you say more about this person? Did you know what they did? No, I don't. That's not my thing. That's not what I'm here for. And they get mad. Well, one thing I can tell you is, would you like to be in their shoes and be a target? Because it doesn't feel good. So there's different reasons why I don't overly complain about a certain name, person, teacher, whatever. I see stuff and I know it's a struggle, but first, I do accept in here that there's a place for everybody. And I also believe there's a value to everything. You can make anything look negative. Jesus was crucified because they found fault enough to crucify him. So it happens. There's religions that don't like Buddha and think he's of the devil. He's like, what did I do to you? I'm just teaching compassion. How did I end up satanic, But that's the way some people are. They just want to blow everything out of the water. And I'm telling you, it's not an accident these things happen. The world likes to blow everything out of the water so that there's nothing left to believe in. This is a game of the ego. It is an evil that seemingly is outing, oh no, we should know about all these naughty behaviors of the church, what they did. We know people and humans and groups and religions. We know Anybody, anywhere has an ego. Stuff can go wrong. But it is important. You don't have to defend it to the opposite, but just relax, stay in your center. Hear things from your center, and the thing is for you or it isn't for you. You don't have to tell everybody else in the world what's wrong with it. Just move on. I don't believe in character assassination like that, and I see through it. So please know, whether it's politics, religion, spirituality, authors that we're talking about, please be careful not to get on the bandwagon of hate that people try to get you on. Because I'm telling you, it's not an accident that they're doing it, and it's not for everybody's greater good. Evil has captured the mind of anybody that hurts, hates, and gossips. Evil grabs their mind because it wants nothing to believe in. So we are left with, where do I go? Go to a counselor. Oh, no, I've heard counseling isn't really good at the end of the day. And besides, my family members will make fun of me if I go to a counselor. Try some breath work. Oh, I heard that's hokey. Do some sound healing. Oh, I've heard. You will have heard about so many things, nothing's left. Find something you can resonate with and breathe it in, so that you have a reason to be happy and feel hope. Thank you. And in closing that, I'm saying this in part because some churches recently, spiritual centers, have recently contacted me again. Hey, would you be our spiritual leader? Or can you help us go to a deeper level? And some actually stream our service as their service, because they can't find someone else. Well, of course not. I mean, no, but I believe that if a group decides they're ready for something great, they'll attract a great teacher. Stop blaming that the teachers aren't great enough for you to be your leader. Become great, and somebody will step into that. Make sense? So I'm absolutely thanking the Eric Butterworths of the past. This guy's a mystic. He's a great teacher. Yogananda, Edgar Cayce, Ernest Holmes. These are people that were here and gone, and we forget how amazingly brilliant. Look at the quotes of some of these great teachers, and there's the light of God. So let's not act like it's not there for us in this world. Go find it, because there's several of them. Some of the living ones that haven't passed on, that are like mystics, like Mary Morrissey. She's a wonderful teacher. So some of them are still circulating, and I just got an email a letter from somebody, because one of these ministers of the New Thought passed away. And what I was impressed with is the number of positive, what a light this person was. How they focused on good, and how they believed we can create a new center. They raised $1 million for a new building. I mean, just such an active light in the world. And that's kind of what triggered a response in me to say, I want to say thank you to all those who have been mystics. Now, did any of them smoke and eat meat and do things you might not agree with? Maybe. I don't. Maybe they dipped raw steak in wine, and I don't. Maybe they did all while they had a smoke. I don't know about their personal habits, and don't email me to tell me. Oh, you mentioned Edgar Cayce. He was a chain smoker. You wish you had what he had and did what he did for the human race. Chain smoking and all, whatever. So we can find fault. Why are you doing that? There's a lot of good to find. So I'm saying thank you on behalf of all these teachers that have done their best, despite flaws and addictions and so on. Look what the 12-step program has done, and yet it's the person that channeled it to the world admitted having, personal issues and so on. So let's focus differently. Thank you for anybody who ever had your act together and became a better mom or a better teacher or a better author. I really am fussy about that. I'm really a believer in that. I do my best to be a good person in my life and not just when I'm teaching, So I know it can be a challenge, and those who slipped, I'm sorry for them. On their behalf, I apologize that we've done whatever, that somebody ever had a thought or doubt about Yogananda. You can have gossip about any of these people. But generally, are they good? And yes, they are. Really great people. And if you know ones that I'm not naming, I apologize. So I'm closing with just the gratitude, because one thing you should be looking for, and what I look for, and I can feel it, when I read quotes by some of these people, White Eagle's teachings and so on, there's a light you feel, but I'm going to use the word inspiration. Some of these Unity, Science of Mind, Edgar Cayce followers and so on, they're inspiring leaders. And it's a drag when our stuff becomes greater than what we were teaching. That is a major mess up in this world on our part, teachers and whomever. But anybody that's pulled it off, thank you, and your teachers, feel a sense just for a split moment of gratitude for anybody that's ever pulled it off. Bill from the 12 step, Bill or Casey or whomever, send a thank you to these teachers, okay? Because you don't really know how much they've been up against to be in the position they were in, Buddha included, any and all of them. Deep gratitude because they paved a way that's still having a positive effect today, okay? Thank you.